Namaste friends, today we are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text number 13. Dehino asmin yata dehi komaram yovanam jara tata dehantar praptir tiras tatra namuyati. Very famous verse. So some important sandhis here. Dehino asmin. So first, because there is a visarga and there is swara in the beginning, the visarga became O, so becomes Dehina becomes Dehino, and then because there is O, the became Lopa, becomes invisible. So it's Dehina plus Asmin. Then there is Prapti, and there's a visarga sandhi here, it became Ra, and then there is again visarga sandhi became Sa. So it's Prapti Dhiraha plus Tatra. Next, word by word, Dehina comes from the root word Dehin, which is Nakarant. This is genitive. Dehin comes from the root word Dehi. So Dehi means, Deha means body, Dehin means one who has a body, and Dehinaha means of the one who has a body. So who has a body? Soul. So of the soul, or of the embodied soul. So here's a table for Dehin. Dehi, Dehino, Dehina. Then accusative is Dehinam, Dehino, Dehina. And you look up genitive is Dehina. Very important table. Then Asmin comes from root plus Idam, masculine, locative in this. Ayam, Imau, Ime, Imam, Imau, Iman, Anena, Abhyam, Ebhi, Asmai, Abhyam, Ebhya. Like that. Then Yatha, it means as. Whenever there is Yatha, there is also a Tatha, which you will see in the text pretty later. Yatha means this, like if this, then that, or like this, and similarly. Dehe comes from root words Deha, body, is again locative in the body. Kaumaram, root word is Kumara, which means child, and the essential feature of child is what? Childhood. So that from Kumara becomes Kaumaram. Similarly, like you have Vasudev, which is name of great king in Mathura, and the essential feature or the property which comes out of him is Vasudev. That is who? Krishna. So this is a pratyaya which causes this change. So this is neutral nominative 1.1, childhood. Another one is Yovanam. Again, it comes from the root word Yuva. Yuva becomes Yovanam, like from Kumar it becomes Kaumaram, it becomes Yovanam. This means youthhood or youth. And Jara, old age. Tatha, we had Yatha, so now we have Tatha. Deyantara Prapti. So what's the breakup here? Prapti means obtaining. Antara means another. And body stands for Deha. So the obtainment of another body. Dehantara Prapti. This is feminine Ikarant, nominative 1.1. Dhira comes from the root word Dhi, which means wisdom. Breakup. One who has wisdom becomes Dhira. This is nominative 1.1. Dhiraha. Tatra, they are not. That's a sentence. Then Muyati comes from the root word Mu, which means to be bewildered. This is like our present tense. He is bewildered. It's probably one of the easiest verses we have done up till now. So first, line by line, Yatha Asmin Dehi. Like as Asmin, this body, as in this body, Dehina, for the soul, Komaram Yovanam Jara. There are childhood, youth and old age. Tatha, similarly, Dehanta Prapti, there is obtainment of another body. Tatra Dhira Na Muyati. A wise man is not bewildered at this change. Isn't it simple? Very simple. First the translation. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Let's hear Srila Swami's commentary. Dehina, Deha Abhimanina. So he says, who is the Dehina? One who identifies with the body. That is who? So, Jivasya यथा अस्मिन् स्थूल देहे Komaradi avastha deha nibandhana eva. That a soul in his life sees that in the body there is different stages of Komara, which is childhood, youth and old age. Natu swataha, by itself, purva avastha nashe avastha antar utpatto api. By itself, the previous stage is destroyed and the new stage and a new experience comes. Sa eva aham iti pratyabhigyanat. That he naturally starts identifying with the new stage and says Sa eva aham, that I am that now. Tatha eva, similarly, etat dehe nashe, similarly at the destruction of this body, deha antar prapti api, one obtains another. At the end of this body, one obtains another body, linga deha nibandhana, and again one becomes joined to that body. Natu tavat atmana nasha, which is not that the soul is destroyed. Jat matasya purva sanskarena stanya panata pravritti darshana, that at the beginning of the birth, one naturally remembers his previous experience of drinking the milk, and that capacity is again shown. Ataha, therefore, dhira, dhiman means one who has the wisdom, or dhira. Tatra tayo deha nashotpatyo, therefore a wise person at the destruction of the body, na muyati, is not bewildered. Doesn't think atma eva mrita jata cha, he doesn't think that a soul is destroyed. Iti na manyate. Very simple commentary. Let's see what Srila Vishwanatha Thakura writes. Nanu chatma sambandhena deho api pritiaspat syat. That if somebody were to say that because of the connection with the Atma, soul, one is attached to the body, deha sambandhena putra bhatra deho api, because of the connection with the body, one is attached to one's son and brother. Tat sambandhena na patradyo api, one is also attached to one's grandsons, grandchildren. Ata tesham nashe shoka syad evati chet aha, and he is experiencing sadness because of their loss. Chet aha, then one has to say dehinati, that it is a soul. Dehi no, that's a reply. Somebody may say, if somebody expresses sorrow or the loss of those things, one should tell them, soul. Dehi no as jivasya asmin dehe kumara prapti bhavati. That soul in his lifetime, inside the body, experiences youth, old age, etc. Tata kumara nash antar yovana prapti. That at the destruction of the childhood, one obtains youth. Yovana nashanti jara prapti yatha. At the end of the youth, one obtains old age. Tatha eva dehantar prapti iti. Similarly, one also obtains another body. Tatascha samandinam komaradinam pritiyaspadyanam nasha yathana shokona kriyate. Therefore, one should not grieve at the loss. Just like one doesn't grieve at the loss of the childhood of one's dear ones, similarly, deya asya apya atma samandina priti aspade nashe shokona kartavve. One should not grieve over the loss of their body. Yovanasya nashe jara prapto shoko jayat. That at the loss of youth, when one obtains old age, there is sadness. And komarasya nashe yovan prapto harsha pijayade. And at the loss of childhood and obtaining youth, one is happy. Similarly, ato, therefore, bhisham drona dinam jina dehe nashe khalu navya dehantar praptu tarhi harsha kriyatam iti bhava. Similarly, at the destruction of the old bodies of Bhishma and Drona and the obtaining of new bodies, one should be happy. Yadva ekasmin epe dehe kumaradinam yatha praptis atvaik sapi Dehino jivasya nana dehana praptiyati. In one body, just like uh, uh, in one body there is different stages of Kumaram, Yovanam, etc. Similarly, in the life of a soul, one obtains different bodies. So this is commentary by Srila Vishwanatha. Again, very beautiful and simple. Let's see what Prabhupada writes. Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentation by Arjuna on account of death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, from whom he was so much concerned. Rather, he should rejoice for their changing bodies from old to new ones, thereby rejuvenating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering, according to one's work in life. So Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. So in either case, there was no cause for lamentation, no cause of lamentation. Any man who has perfect knowledge of the constitution of the individual soul, the super soul and nature, both material and spiritual, is called a dhira, or a most sober man. Such a man is never deluded by the change of bodies. The Mayavadi theory of oneness of the spirit soul cannot be entertained on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Such cutting into different individual souls would make supreme cleavable or changeable against the principle of supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in the Gita, the fragmental portion of the supreme exists eternally, sanatana, and are called shara. That is, they have a tendency to fall down into material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, the individual soul remains the same, fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul, who is present in each and every individual body and is known as Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to living entities and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual soul, fragmental spirit soul, is represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. They are not on the same level as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If Arjuna is on the same level with Krishna and Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then the relationship of instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy Maya, then there is no need of one being the instructor and other the instructed. Such instruction would be useless because in the clutches of Maya, no one can be an authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, superior in position to living entity. Arjuna, who is forgetful soul, deluded